Yeah.
Yeah. So for you to join this conversation on social media, you can go at No Cap with MK and Omolola across all social media platforms and on TikTok. We're live on TikTok right now. And then you can call the number, you can call this number 07000 or 09155917917. And there's a toll-free number 0800 917 to share your thought. Please call in today. I'm going to give you something. I have something to give out. I'll call the number one more time 07000 The toll free number 0800 So you can join the conversation. Tell us what your experience has been, if you've experienced self-doubts, if you've ever experienced what we call the imposter syndrome. We're going to be explaining much later, but however, if you want to join the conversation, you can call in. So we asked a question on social media, MK. You said,
Yeah.
have you ever struggled with self-doubt or imposter syndrome? So I want you to answer the question first.
For me,
Yes. So me. So have you ever
self-doubt.
experienced what, yes, self-doubt, that feeling of you're not good enough, or maybe you don't have what it takes to get some things done? Like, have you ever had it before? you know
Mm, not really.
okay.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I
That's
don't think so.
interesting.
But because I started working very early at the age 16, I'm already working, leading
Oh.
teams across Nigeria. So I've never
Oh.
had self doubt.
Oh,
I don't feel like,
that's
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
So
that's not
on the other side, for me, I've had to deal with that because I remember growing up, I've always felt like, and that's because of what people say around me, like, oh, you're not beautiful, oh,
well.
you have bad dentition and all that. Yeah, I get that a lot
Oh,
growing up. Yes, I remember, I have a younger sister, so at this time in the early 90s, when people are getting married, like maybe an auntie or an uncle or some neighbor or whatever, and then they need them flower girls. They don't pick me.
hmm,
They only pick my sister.
whoa,
Yes, it's that bad. If I remember one of them, one of my mom's friends, she came to the house. And so there's this one of our other mom's friend, she also has two girls. So the elder sister is about my own age as well, and then the younger sister is about my sister's age. I remember this one scenario, and this auntie came out like, I want to use your daughter for flower girl, and then my mom now said, oh, that's there's this other friend she also has too that has two girls like she needs more. And I said, hey, that she remembers that she will use the younger one of that one because that one is fine now, and then she will use my sister, so my sister and the younger one of that our family friend. And
wow.
to be honest, I was very young, but I felt really bad because I was less than 8 years old, and I felt very bad. So the other girl, she noticed that me too. I felt bad. She now came to me. She now said, hey, don't worry, Nana, we'll go to the wedding. Two of us will sit together since we are the ones that are not fine.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
good.
so
Oh,
yeah, so I mean, so the two of us we sit together. In fact, we joke about it. We joke about it sometimes. Like we were the
oh,
ones that were not fine that time. Oh. you know. But however,
mm,
that actually stuck with me for a while. I got into
mm,
secondary school, having that feeling. In fact, people will, there'll be a joke in class and I won't smile because I don't want to show anybody my very bad dentition. Now look at me now.
yeah.
I'm all over
Oh
TikTok. I'm all over YouTube. I'm smiling. I'm shining the same teeth.
my God, that's terrible.
So that made me. So most times I don't like. I'm the person in class that you ask a question and I will not raise my hand. I will know the answer, but I will not raise my hand because I don't even want any focus on me. I don't want anyone looking at this girl. So I had that feeling of not being enough. I had it. But the same secondary school, before I left secondary school, I was able to overcome it. And I was able to overcome it by just one person. There's this albino NYSC copper that was posted to my secondary school then. He noticed that every time we write tests, like I come out well, but when he asks question in class, I will not answer. So this man called
Mm,
me into the staff room one day and had a discussion with me. and said, "You're good enough. Stop feeling you are not. Don't stop feeling." I said, "I noticed that you have inferiority complex."
Oh,
Yeah, I did know that was actually my first time hearing that. That was quite young. And
oh God.
and he spoke to me and said, "No, that even if I don't get the answer, that is okay. That I should stop feeling like, I'm not good enough." And from that moment, bit by bit, I started showing confidence. My people will bully me in class. This is my friend Ayodele. I'm casting you today. That girl will bully
Mm.
me back then in school, and then the first person I stood up to was her, because she knows I won't
Oh,
talk. Yes, so she was the first person, and she's my bestie right now. We're good friends now. We're good
mm,
friends now. So, and that was how I started getting out of it. When people say stuffs about me in class, I just talk back. So that confidence started coming up till now. Oh. So now me call they do radio personality now.
Sakara.
Imagine.
I don't know.
Imagine.
I
So
know. Yeah, I know a lot of people. A lot of people went through that.
yeah.
I think basically, like you said,
Mm,
growing up and all that.
yeah.
Well, because of the way I grew up and all
Yeah.
that, people even look at my confidence as pride because I don't see
Yeah,
anything
that's
that I
another
cannot.
thing. People start
A
seeing
lot
your
of people
pride.
look at me
Yeah.
like, "Oh, she's so proud." I
Yeah.
remember we had this a friend of ours was having a burial, so our old school, those old school stuff that they do,
Yeah.
they came in and the topic of discussion for that day was Kike, and they were like,
Wow.
"Ha, are you still proud? You're still this?" I said, "Look, come on." I know, I was just sitting down chilling, and I'm just looking at everybody like, "Okay, so what's going on here? We came here for the party. Let's get the party
Yeah, of
done.
course.
Let's eat and be
Why are we
merry."
discussing
But they were
somebody's
still
confidence as
remembering
pride?
secondary school that I was proud. So
Wow.
I don't see how, I don't know. I
I
can't even,
understand. I
self
understand.
confidence is one thing that is, Nala,
Yeah.
I don't, I've never, well, I'm happy that you're out of it and
Yeah, of course.
good that your
Wait,
mouth
I'm
is not
where
even sharper. I'm sure your
honestly.
mouth is, your mouth is very sharp now.
Yes,
I'm
it is.
sure
So like I don't care if you like say I don't get
they
money.
dare
Now you
not,
sabi, like, am
they
I
dare
begging you
not
for
come
food?
near you.
Like, am I begging you for food? Say whatever you want to say. Now that's your business. Like, you're not beautiful. That's your business. If somebody finds me
Exactly.
beautiful, like, I don't. To be honest, right now, I don't even give it any thought anymore. Whatever you like, you say. Just
Yeah,
say whatever
exactly.
you like. I just have that confidence. Like, I feel so good because I always just remember, those days when I used to feel not enough, and I was quite young, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
good. But I believe that many people are going through the same thing. We'll go on a musical break now, and when we come back, we'll discuss. Okay. All right, no problem. We'll stay on. We're not going on break. They just told me we cannot go on break now, but that's all right. But however, we have some comments here because we threw out that question on social media,
Yeah.
and we got
Mm-hmm.
questions, right, response from some of our listeners. And one is at the real Anita says that every time I get promoted, I panic like they will realize I don't know what I'm doing,
Oh, wow.
even though I've worked hard to get there. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yes.
wow, I know how that feels. Like, hey, now
Mm.
I'm going to be facing the board. Now I'm going to do
Yeah.
the presentation because with promotion comes more
Responsibility.
responsibility. More responsibility. Give me slides, oh, I will stand and present now. I don't care. I will talk.
Mm-hmm.
I will
Yeah.
talk. Like, my confidence is really off the roof. And Anita, if I'm going to say this to you, you're not alone on this, but I need you to all you need to know is just know what you're doing. Know your onions, like they say, and then
Yes.
just stand up
Don't,
tall. Stand
don't be
up tall.
afraid
Yeah,
to
don't be
say when you.
afraid. Don't look at that person that has the meanest face in the room. Look for the friendliest face. That's what they say. Anytime you want to do a presentation, look for the friendliest face. That person that is smiling at you, just keep your gaze on that person. That is your booster. That is your booster right there. We have another
Even if you
comment.
don't,
Yeah,
even if you don't have a booster,
yeah.
First with your confidence. They will ask you
Exactly.
questions
Boost
when you're done.
yourself. Exactly.
Boost yourself. They'll ask you confidence. And they'll ask you questions when you're done.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid of anybody.
Exactly. There's no need. Nothing there. Even the person that is acting that way self is probably less confident than you. That's the truth.
Mm.
You know,
You know what, Lola? Something
yeah,
happened when I was, I said like I was leading teams when I was
yeah,
multinational companies. Then
yeah.
we traveled, we go with girls, all of us were there
Mm-hmm.
and all that. And then one of the clients, some of the clients, these multinational companies, they have these guys that
Yeah.
clients that like to carry babes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked him in the eyes. No, they are girls and everything. I said, you know what? All these girls that came here with me, you can't touch any of them. I was young.
Imagine.
I just finished second. I said, you can't touch anybody. I said, when we are done, when we are back in Lagos, you can go and do whatever. They agree to do whatever they want to do. But while they are under my
While they
watch,
are
you cannot
working, yeah.
intimidate. Cannot intimidate. It doesn't matter if you are the clients you are paying the bill. No way. You paid us to do this job and we are doing the job, not
No, they
for you
want to
to
get
temper.
extra now. Item
Do you
7.
understand? Ah, no. I can't even see who I can't stand up to. Honestly.
Yeah, I know that about you. At least we work together, so I know that you're so bold, like nobody. And that's the spirit. You just have to look for that inner lioness and inner lion and bring it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We have another comment here from at Kenny Wright posted. Um, Imposter syndrome almost made me turn down a TEDx talk. Wow. I kept
Wow.
thinking, why me? Why
Really?
me?
Are you kidding me?
Imagine. This is a real
Oh,
thing, actually. This is actually
yeah,
very real. This is a real thing out there.
it is real.
Yeah, you just feel like, why am I the one that they are calling now?
Hmm.
Like, don't they know? I don't know, see through me. Oh
Oh, God.
my, oh my. I mean, I get it. I get it. You can still call in on the program. The phone lines are up 07000 091 and the toll-free number 0800 1235 917. Just call in and share your experience. Have you ever had this low self-esteem? Have you experienced it before? How did you come out of it? Before we share some of our tips that we have here, that we
Mhm.
have been able to pen down for you. And then here's another question here that we also asked. What triggers your self-doubt the most?
Hmm.
For me at the time, what triggered it the most is when there's a question in class and I really want to answer, but then I just remember, have you forgotten your teeth? Now you want to stand up and you want to stand up and answer the question. Now you will not get it right. And then everybody will see that your teeth that you are covering, that you are not smelling.
Hmm.
So it's just that memory. You're just like, nah, I'm not doing anything. I'm not saying anything.
Hmm.
I just keep quiet.
Well,
And those are the things that causes limitation. You just want
mm-hmm.
to just stay indoors and just want to just please
Just want to
just
keep
come out.
quiet.
Somebody is happy seeing you come out. We got a lot of comments on that too.
Mm-hmm.
This one is from David 234. It says, seeing other people succeed faster than me makes me question my path. This peer pressure thing,
Yeah.
like you're all in a class and some people seem to be doing well better than others. But see, there's time for everything. Everybody has their own time.
Mm.
Everybody has their own time, to be honest. We all will not move at the same pace.
Yeah.
Even when we try to take the same step, we'll all not move at the same pace. You don't need to
Mm.
feel bad, that some people seem to be moving faster than you. You're moving
Mm-hmm.
faster than some people, and celebrate the little wins that you have right now. That's to David. And I have another one here from Boss Chick.
Boss chick. I
Boss Chick. She says,
love this one.
yeah. Whenever I'm about to present in a room full of experts, I feel like I don't belong, even with all my degrees.
Mm.
I've actually met people who are well read. When they say person go school.
Mm. This one,
Well,
this one goes.
yeah, and then you just you when you notice that this person cannot even face a crowd, you start like, ah, but you have everything it takes now. Like, ah, that's enough confidence for you. That's enough
Mm,
confidence now. That's you can. I wondered really, oh, I really, really wonder. And if I'm not reading this from Boss Chick right now, I'll probably just think this particular one doesn't exist because you already have all the degrees. You're already good enough. Your certificate is enough to tell you that you're good enough. That you can do it. Whatever it is, just stand up there and say it now. But what people will laugh at you for a while. They'll stop laughing. That's me right now. I don't care. Hey, I don't you stop talking. You guys will move on. Okay, so I'm going to share um some tips right here. Don't play your accomplishments. Whatever you have achieved, don't downplay it. Don't try to play small. Don't try to say, it's just one small thing. No, rejoice in it, no matter how small. All those tiny little accomplishments, just acknowledge it for yourself. Like, pat yourself in the back. Then
yeah.
so these are some of the signs that you're battling with this imposter syndrome and self-doubt is when you downplay your accomplishments. You are constantly over preparing, like, I have to get it right because you don't want anybody to laugh at you. When you avoid taking a new challenge out of the fear of failure. The fear, and to be honest, you know what we say about people not wanting to step out of a job that is making them unhappy, that is not even paying their bills, is what we call the fear of the unknown. MK,
Mm,
that fear of the unknown.
yeah.
Like, I don't know what's
Well,
going to
no,
happen if I
yeah.
step out of here now. Let me just sit with this one that I have. That fear of failure. Like, if you step out,
Yeah.
you won't. I mean, like, you won't most
Failure.
likely not amount to, as so much. So those are when you start having that kind of feeling. Just know that oh, this is self doubt at play here. Then when you think success is due to luck, when you attribute everything to luck. Now luck is now just my luck. It's not as if when you feel like you're not good enough and you just say, oh, it's luck. It's not luck. You were good. You knew what you were doing. You were well equipped. You have the skills. You know. But then, however, we can't just tell you the symptoms only, how to, but we also tell you how what self-doubt looks like. And when you constantly compare yourself to others, procrastinating because you fear not doing it perfectly, feeling unworthy of praise or recognition. When people tell you, oh, you look good, I like, is this clutter? Is this cloth and all that, but just take the flowers, like they say, take your flowers now. And here are practical strategies that is being used and proven. Acknowledge the
Mm,
feeling, but don't let it control you. Okay, acknowledge that feeling of self-doubt, but do not allow it to take over, because when it does, you won't be able to get out of it so easily. Then document your win, whatever it is you've been able to achieve. Document it. Sometimes look at your CV. Just if you need some booster, go and pick up your certificate, the things that you've achieved. Just look at them, look at your certificates, and like, oh yeah, I actually did this, that will boost your confidence. Then reframe failure. Instead of I failed, say I learned. And that's one thing I know that I can say for sure works for me. For every issue I go through, for every problem, I don't see it as, oh, failure, oh, this brought me down and all that. No, I just take out the lesson. Most times I just say, oh Lord, what lesson do you want me to learn from what is going on right now? Always pick the
mm,
lesson, because if you keep thinking about the issue, you won't move forward. So just pick the lesson from it and move on. Then learn to talk about it. How you're feeling, learn to talk about it. Get someone around you, talk to someone about how you're feeling, and let them help you boost you up, boost you up with confidence. And MK, you have one more thing
mm.
to add?
Yeah, I think so this boss chick that says whatever she's in the women food with the experts.
Yeah.
I think basically, like you said, when you succeed, don't always attribute it to luck. You must have
Mm-hmm.
prepared for it. So just
Of
keep
course.
preparing and all that. Because whatever you think you've stopped, others have moved on.
Mm-hmm.
I remember working with Mr. Inka but I always try to get ahead of him because he reads a lot.
Yeah.
So I go ahead to read more than he would. So when it comes, I'm saying more than he even knows and all that. So
Yeah.
try as much as possible
Yeah. Prepare more. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the last question that we
to
asked
go
on.
ahead of. I mean,
Yeah.
get ahead of all these people.
Okay. The network is, yeah, it's going off and on.
Hello, my
Yeah.
network is really
Yeah, it's
fluctuating.
fluctuating.
Yeah, sorry
Yeah.
about that.
No, it's
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
It's okay. So we asked them, the last question we asked online is what helps you overcome self-doubt? And then we got a comment from Chuka. Chuka says, I listen to past
Yeah.
voice notes of myself encouraging others. It reminds me I have something valuable to offer.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, though. I mean, that also helps. When you think about some of the people you have helped, you use that one to pat yourself in the back. Like, I have value now. For some people to call me for
I'm
advice,
telling you,
yeah. For
if
some people to
somebody
call
say
me
who
for,
you help,
yeah. Some exactly. At
you
least
go
you
say
have
I
a
help
seat.
people now.
You have people that you have helped. And then here is from Tommy. Tommy says, "My mentor told me you were chosen for a reason. Walk in it. That stuck with me. Wow, you're chosen for a reason. That's true. We all have a reason why we are here. There's a reason why we're talking on the radio
Yeah,
right now. I'm sure definitely that we're speaking to someone right now who is most likely
sure.
feeling down, feeling like, they are not enough, like they're not good enough, you're not
Mm,
beautiful enough. No, you are. You are beautiful, you're strong, you have value to offer, you are offering
mm,
value. You're doing the best that you are able to do. You're getting better, you're getting there. So get up. Get up.
up
We're
and
talking
go.
to you. Yes, get up and move. And get it done. And you thank me later. You thank us later. MK and Omolola, you thank
Mm-hmm.
us. So, MK, what's your final thought on this as we round off?
Well, yeah. Honestly, I just just keep practicing what you think you're good at. You understand, and you become an expert in everywhere you go.
Fantastic.
People will be asking your opinion. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just keep it going and try and as much as possible to boost your self confidence. Even if you have to talk to yourself in the mirror, like you're in the media, in the midst of people, and even be
Yeah,
asking questions like
that
somebody who is
works.
like
Yes,
an
that works a
antagonist.
lot.
No, not antagonist. You be the antagonist. You be the that kind of a thing.
Yeah,
What
play it
just like
out.
you do role play. Do role play.
Yeah.
Yeah, do role play for yourself, and then you find out that's okay because you get to a place and you see that those questions that you asked yourself
Mm-hmm.
as the antagonist
Yeah.
is what somebody is asking you, and you're like, oh, I got you, and you answer with all the confidence that you have.
Thank you. Someone right here on TikTok is saying, You're doing a great job. Thank you so much, Helen Momodu,
Oh,
for
wow.
that. Thank you so much. And MK, you just said it now. I talk now. I talk so well now. I don't agree.
In fact,
Like our slogan, was it this
in
year? I mean,
fact,
last year. I don't agree for anybody.
no good for
I
anybody.
don't agree. I don't agree for anybody. Okay, so
Mhm.
growth is uncomfortable. Yes, so growth can be very uncomfortable. And the presence of doubt doesn't mean absence of capability. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you're
Oh
not
yeah,
capable. Yeah. The fact that there's self-doubt does not mean that, you're not capable. So
you're not capable or you don't
know
know.
what you're doing exactly. So you can join the conversation online, post your thoughts using the hashtag no cap with MK and Omolola. And you can also follow us on all our social media platform at no cap with MK and Omolola on all social media platforms. Now, for sponsorship and advert placement, if you want to talk about your products, you want to come here for an interview, yeah, call 08067216546. I'll call that number again, 08067216546. That's for sponsorship and advert placement if you want us to talk about your product. And then also remember that whatever room you walk into, you deserve to be there. Exactly. I deserve to be on the radio today with my darling MK every Wednesday for you to listen to me, listen to us talk. All right. Thank you so much, our dear listeners. Thank you for listening. And see you next week when we come
um,
on again for another exciting
is
episode.
Miracle still there? Is Miracle
Ah,
still there?
Miracle walked out on us. I've called her out.
Oh,
Finally, she walked out on us.
oh,
Every time I walk into the studio, she's
oh,
walking out. I've told her, I don't know what
oh.
I did.
No,
I love
I'll
her
come
so
to meet
much. I'm going to take her out for lunch. Maybe that way.
her.
Bye
Oh, yeah,
bye.
you're right. Okay.
Yeah. WFM. Hey, moving to inspire and to break the culture of silence. Here is 91.7, the voice of women, the voice of women, the voice of women. 91.7, the voice of women, the voice of women. The voice of women, 91.7 WFM, 91.7.
It's 9 o'clock, and here is the news at 9 on Women Radio 91.7 FM. As part of its commitment to humanitarian service, a reputable foundation has successfully executed a charitable initiative to support nursing mothers in Adeoyo Teaching Hospital, Yemetu, Ibadan, Oyo State. The project involved visiting the hospital to distribute essential nursing and children's items along with food supplies to nursing mothers admitted in the facility. Igbo women have told the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, to go after the killer headsmen displacing communities in the southeast if he is genuinely committed to restoration of peace to the zone, declaring that the rampaging herders are not members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, are the problem of the southeast. Retired Justice to the Supreme Court, Amina Adamu Uge, has called for a greater emphasis on competence over tokenism in the appointment and advancement of women in the legal profession. Uge made a call on Tuesday, 29th April 2025, during a chat at the opening of the Nigerian Bar Association Women's Forum NBAWF annual conference, which commenced in Abuja. Today marks 1 month and 23 days since Senator Natasha Potodwaha was handed a 6-month suspension from the Nigerian Senate for gross misconduct following raised allegations of sexual harassment. Today, Nigeria's Naira exchanges at 1,601 Naira to a dollar, 1,825 Naira to a euro, and 2,148 Naira to a pound. For our weather report today, Lagos will be cloudy with occasional rain at 32 degrees Celsius. Abuja will experience a broken interval of rain and thunderstorm at 31 degrees Celsius. Port Harcourt will be cloudy at 28 degrees Celsius, while London will be sunny with gentle breeze at 15 degrees Celsius, while Dubai will be very hot at 44 degrees Celsius. The New York City Police have said they are investigating a case involving 2 women who were reportedly assaulted by pro-Israeli counter-protesters during clashes with a crowd of pro-Palestinian demonstrators. In sport, FIFA is set to fund research into whether hormonal fluctuations during menstrual cycles could be contributing to the rise in anterior cruciate ligament ACL injuries in women's football. The year-long study at Kingston University, London, will begin next month. Research suggests female footballers are 2 to 6 times more likely to suffer the injuries than their male counterparts. Today marks 11 years and 16 days since our Chibok girls were captured, and 7 years and 69 days since abduction of Leah Sharibud Adapture girl. Women Radio 91.7 calls for the safe release of all our girls still in captivity. Women Radio 91.7 demands justice from the government for victims and survivors of sexual abuse and rape. If you have been sexually abused, please contact a sexual assault referral center near you. The news is edited by Miracle Phillip. I'm Adibola Adeduba. Good morning and stay tuned to Panorama coming up shortly.
We are Nigeria's first female